right, here at Taharka Bros, they have so many amazing flavors, y'all. I'm gonna get the honey graham. I'm gonna just do it. The mini, yeah. Thank you. This apple pie flavor we just tried, fire. Also tried caramel crunch because I'm caramel babe. Fantastic. But this is what we came here for. Can't really see it very well, but the honey graham is the best. The best. And they have like so many different flavors that me and my belly don't have space for. But this golden milk looked like one I would have tried, but it's sold out. And they're only in the pint. And we're just getting a little cup today. Look at this. It's so cute. Now we're getting the Thai food from Thai Street. Probably should have cleaned my screen. All right, so I always get pad see ew from this place. This is with pork belly because it always adds a nice taste. I really like the combo, the combination pad see ew, but you know, we keep it simple today. And then appetizer, can't remember what it's called. Ron, can you help me open this? It's hard to film, man. Okay. All right, these are like fried shrimp things. Love it with this sweet and sour sauce on the side. That looks mayonnaise-esque, and we rebuke that in the name of Jesus. And then, what did you get, Ron?
I can name it, but it's
You
like
got
a
it.
chicken stir fry.
Okay, you can name it. You can name it. What's the name?
Not trying.
You did it before.
Pad Tao something.
Pad grau pao.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Okay. And then with some rice.
Yep. That's good though.
So mini feast. Love it. Okay, we're gonna try the shrimp first, and then we're gonna get into the topic of today's breaking bread. Stop trying to look good, Ron.
I can't help it. I see the camera. I just,
Okay, come and eat. Posing for people. Don't be posing for people.
Blood. It's gonna be publicized.
Aren't you gonna try this first?
Oh yeah, my bad.
Ooh, I'm jumping everywhere. What do you think?
Very nice.
Let's go.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. You try the sauce?
You want some?
I just want to know if it's
Spicy
mayonnaise.
mayo.
It is spicy mayo?
Spicy mayo sauce. Has a little tape to it.
Okay.
You know?
For those weirdos that like mayonnaise. All right, so the food,
Amazing.
amazing. I got good recommendations, okay? I wish we could have recorded as we ate, but we had to have other conversations that, you know, y'all can't be privy to. You know, friend of friend. But this is Ron. This is my homie. This is one of the folks that really got me through, that got me through med school. We both went to Michigan State University College of Medicine together. And I think what's coming to mind right now as a topic for us to talk about is finding support on your journey. Yeah, what does that look like? How did we do it? What do you look for in someone that can support you? I wish there was more light, but we were talking so long, they cut off the lights in the spot. So, you're going to get a low light, but you're going to get the words. You're going to get some words.
Looks good to me. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. There's a TV playing, so I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to make sure y'all can really hear us. But yeah, talk about it, Ron. How do you feel like you, like starting at, I mean, if it could be med school,
Yeah.
in life right now, you're thinking about who are your main support systems. How did you find them? How did you go about figuring out what are the things you look for in a support system? Maybe start there.
Let's see. I took a trip to Friends RS.
You said Friends R Us. Get up out of here. Y'all even know what Toys R Us is anymore? You know they close all them shops down.
They did.
If you know what Toys R Us is, just drop it in the comments because it's aging us a little bit. What y'all know about toy stores?
It's outdated now.
Yo.
But it's, I would say my thing is that I want people to build me up. So if we're doing the same thing, we're on the same level, great. But if I find somebody doing more than me, who can push me, who can bring me up with them, or I can just feed off them, that's what I want. Like-minded people, God-fearing people.
God-fearing, I feel you.
That's probably the most important thing. And people who want to see you be your best.
Yeah.
Because, not everybody's going to be in your corner, but...
I think it's the hardest thing to feel like you found people and then you realize that they're not for you. Or maybe even, it's not that they're not for you, they're not healed enough from their own personal trauma or personal life experiences to allow you to thrive, to allow you to be successful and them be okay with it. I think that's something that I look for in a support group is how do you respond to my success? That's important because I had to check that in myself. I remember when I was still waiting to get into med school, or not even when I was waiting to get into med school, when I got into med school, I had to unfollow most creatives because I realized that my heart was starting to become a little bit bitter and jaded that I couldn't pursue both at the same time. I couldn't pursue photography and grow and get cool opportunities like I was seeing them get on social media. I realized back then and even now that I still compare myself here and there, but I'm definitely in such a more healthy space. But either way, back then I realized, okay, let me remove myself from certain relationships because I can't be a good support for you. I can't be the best friend ever when I have a little bit of bitterness in my heart. And so once I feel like I addressed that with God, I could come back better and more supportive and whatever than ever. Sorry, y'all. I hope you can hear us. This is one thing about just filming these things live and in person. Public spaces. Because he really got that TV on all the way up.
Yeah, we might have to...
Let's continue this at home.
Right.
I'm going to catch y'all at home. Welcome back, y'all. As you can see, we didn't just come back from the marketplace and re-record, because the braids are out. If you know, you know. Had to go. I was ready. So it's definitely a couple days later. But that is the life of anyone in grad school or residency. It's a struggle, but we're back to continue our talk about support and finding support and on whatever part of your journey that you're in. I think, we were talking about finding people that are like-minded, finding people, if you're a believer, that are God-fearing, because, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. Okay, it's in Proverbs. I read it today. I'll try to put the chapter at the bottom. But iron sharpens iron, and it's super important to try to make sure that those folks that we're surrounding ourselves with as we're trying to reach our goals and to live purpose-driven lives, it's super important to reflect and think am I being iron to someone else? I think I mentioned, my main issue that I feel I remember about whether or not I was also a good friend was whether or not I could celebrate other people's successes when I was on a different path in life. And that's something that you have to reflect on and something that you have to look for too in friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, those were a couple of things we mentioned, but why don't we share a story about how, I guess, we found our med school support group?
Yeah. Really, it was organic.
It was.
So me and us were put in the same small group. And I felt like God was intervening with that. But same small group, her sister, of course, was close with her. And from that, we kind of just built out from there. We picked up other people, and other people picked up us, and we just kind of, gel with other people who were like-minded and, positive people and who, was really there for you in those tough times. We just, I think what you were saying is iron sharpens iron. I think also iron attracts iron. For me, my circle, I don't know how it happens, but it's always just people who are the same like trajectory as me. You know,
Mhm,
same level,
mhm.
same vibe, same energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that you attract what you put out.
Yeah.
You know.
That's a very like biblical thing. Like the Bible says you have to have friends, you have to show yourself friendly. Something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing a lot because I do not have these things memorized. Gonna work on it. Um, and I feel like when I entered med school, like I didn't just come straight out of college. I feel like a lot of people, there's a good amount of people that go straight through from college to med school to residency, whatever. That was not me, and I think that gave me time to like live a bit and figure out what kind of friend I wanted to be. What were the kind of people that I was looking for to be in my life. As I went and it got in and out of different friendships. Those are all like really important relationships, and they're like breakups, honestly, when they end. And so I feel like as far as like med school, I came in with eyes wide open. I remember I told my sister, I'm like, girl, first of all, we're in Grand Rapids, Michigan. No shade to anyone living in Grand Rapids, Michigan or from Michigan. But Grand Rapids is just like not diverse, you know? I feel like there's immigrant populations that kind of live on the outskirts, but it's not the most diverse of places. And so there wasn't much for me personally and my interests to do outside of my house. So I was like, you know what, let's just invite people over. We can have a game night. My sister was like all about game nights. I don't care. I'm about food and drink. And I was like, let's have people over. And then I can kind of see how people are in an environment, in like a real life situation. Not that it was like a test or nothing. But I was like, God, give me eyes to see who's supposed to be here for me and who isn't. And I remember one home girl, her name's Betsy. She's an anesthesiologist out in Boston now. But I just remember she came early. She brought good wine. And she just said, I was like, hi, what's up? Let's get to, like, just generally, like, just, I'm here. How are you guys doing? And, like, really just wanted to get to know us, where we're from, all those things. And, like, just in the most genuine and authentic way. And she was someone that lasted the test of med school. I was like, bet. I feel good vibes, God. I feel like it's showing me Betsy, bet. And I think, like, as us and, like, Ron got closer, our other friend, like, Larissa, other friend, Danny, like, when we tried to figure out who our study group was going to be, because med school is really hard. You go through board exams that kind of really break your spirit. And I feel like we all started, like, keying into people, like, if all you do is complain, you ain't gonna be in the text thread no more. You ain't gonna be invited to the cafe. You ain't gonna be invited to where we found our little secret study spot.
Right.
You ain't getting the invite.
Right.
Because we're realizing we need positivity. We need people that are gonna pray for us. We need people that are gonna be like, okay, your nap is over. Wake up. Let's get it. You know what I'm saying? And I think we found people that we could be vulnerable with and safe with, and those are the people that we ended up sticking it out with.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, the invites you had over your place in GR.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one night we had a kickback, and a bunch of people came out, like I said, food, drinks. It was like a little like potluck. And the one thing that, at least for me, in my opinion, is to build, or like, I guess like build relationships, is like having like game time and having like a fellowship time, especially when you get to playing spades.
I ain't talking about that. Look, I don't play spades enough. Y'all don't revoke my black card.
But just like basically just like having like that like fellowship time, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember just building like friendship from that point on, which is like, oh, you know, these people are really, they're good people, and it's hard to find like good people.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like you said, just, you know, you find those people and then you just run with them. You know, you just kind of say, hey, like, let's meet up, let's, you know, hang out, let's do whatever. And it doesn't have to be in any, you know, like, you know, school stuff, because a lot of times what happens outside of that is like important.
Yeah.
So you know, that's just some of the things that you can do as going into medical school or whatever you go into, is to find those people who you see yourself in, and then go from there and build that relationship and just be genuine, be you know, because the one thing I always talk about, like, there's only one you in the world. There's never be another you. So if you can be anybody in the world, be yourself. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Come on with the quotables.
I'm just, you know, don't quote me on that one, but Yeah.
Oh my
So.
gosh. Man, you had said something that I wanted to comment on, but I lost it, so maybe God didn't want me to talk about it. As I still try to figure it out. Oh yeah, I think something that you mentioned is like you gotta be intentional.
Yeah.
Like once you feel like you're really connecting and vibing with certain people that you want to be in your circle and your network, like yeah, you gotta be intentional. Hit them up. I remember I had like 4 years in between med school and undergrad. And after a while, I started just deciding I'm just gonna go out by myself, or I'm gonna join these like other group chats about what people are doing out in LA or whatever. And I started meeting people slowly, little by little, that way, and just was trying to be intentional with expanding my circle and making sure that I knew people low-key outside of medicine, because I'm like, my life is not all about medicine.
Right.
That was the same thing I try to do when I traveled. Same thing I try to do with creative stuff. Like there was a New York City shooters group chat that was started by some black photographers out in New York that I ended up joining and connecting with, that became a support system while I was like really in those years, pursuing photography and stuff. So really, I think like overall, just like summarizing, because we've been clearly all over the place from ice cream to Thai food to a couple days later on the couch. Kind of to summarize it, I think like what Ron said is super important, like making sure you're intentional about the kind of friends that you bring around, that you show yourself to be the kind of friend that you want, and also hold yourself up to a standard where you are trying to be iron for that person and trying to be a mirror for that person. I don't know if I think there was something else that you said that I might have missed in listing the things that I think are important takeaways.
I said a lot.
You did.
So
a lot of good stuff.
But I mean, yeah, I think you summarized it great. I think that's the thing. Be intentional, no matter what area in life it is. Be intentional, and that's all it is. That's all all it's about.
Yeah. So I really hope that wherever you are in this journey, if you're in med school and met the way we did, or if you're in residency and trying to find community in a new city, or if you're in grad school or tech or wherever, in college, in middle school, wherever you are, think about the kind of friends that you want in your life. Think about, where you feel like God is taking you, and pray over it. And then be intentional about the kind of friend that you are and the kind of friends that you seek to be in your circle. Super, super important. But thank you for joining us, y'all. I hope that you are fed today in more ways than one. See you later.